Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and what I went ahead and did is got my game prepared for the next time I was going to be able to play while the kids were out of the house, so I could jump right back into it. So we're carrying on from where we left off in the previous video. Make sure you watch that if you didn't. So what had happened is I had an attack mission, and ended up rolling and having a defend mission follow on. So the enemy is coming right back at me. I didn't get to refill the used stuff that I had, but I'd only used one Willie Pete. So that was the only thing that didn't come back. The rest of this stuff is infinite machine gun, AP, and HE rounds, so I don't have to worry about that. I am currently hull down, even though since it's a defense mission, I could start hull down anyway, but I was already there. I'm at medium range, which I left because that's where I was, and that's where you start with a wood terrain anyway. So we're pretty well good. All I did was go ahead and get the enemy troops out onto the board, and now it's actually rather similar to what I had in the previous mission. Instead of 2 AT guns, there's only one, but this one is a Pack 40 instead of a Pack 38. And only one infantry was there, but this is actually a lower level infantry. It's Volk's infantry. Their morale level is 3, which means it's actually harder for them to do like infantry stuff. So things like a Panzerfaust attack or something like that. They're not going to be using that as much. But since this is a defense mission, they're going to be moving up on me, right? They're going to want to get into this close range, and they're going to want to fire that Panzerfaust at me, which can seriously mess me up. If they get the shot off, there is a good chance that they can take the tank out. So I want to avoid that at all possible. Here's the thing, since this is defense though, they're going to be moving up. The infantry was put here at A, the Pack 40s at B, but since it's an AT gun, it's not going to move. It's going to stay there. The infantry is going to consistently try to close the range. So at the end of each round, the range is going to reduce. Since I know that, I'm probably going to have to spend one action each turn dropping back to long range, because they're going to move me back to medium range to ensure that they never get at close range to attack me. The thing with that though is, since AT guns don't move, I don't know how it would work as far as like they're going to try to move up to close range, but he's not. So what I'm going to do is like a little adjustment, and this is me, this isn't in the rulebook. If we end up moving back, I'll put a marker next to him just to signify the fact that he's going to be at long range while the infantry might be at close range. Now, this is not part of the rules, but I think that's only fair to go at it that way since the AT gun isn't going to move. The max I'll go to is long range, though. It's not going to be like out of range. So if I go to fire at him, I'll be at long range. He'll be at long range firing at me, but we still got to determine targets anyway. All right, so I anticipate this being a rather quick mission because I am going to target the infantry first on this one. Usually I'll wait and target the infantry last, but I want them taken out because they are going to be consistently trying to do a flanking maneuver. I want to try to keep them at A, if at all possible, so they don't come up into a flank on me. So if I hit them with some HE rounds, it'll suppress them, it'll keep them down. I won't have to worry about them moving up until the next round. My only thing is making sure that this pack gun does not start targeting me. There's nothing I can do. If he starts to target me, that's a problem because his firepower is 7, which is enough to beat my armor no matter where he hits me, turret, hull, or side. He overpowers it, so he could take me out. The previous, the Pack 38, couldn't penetrate the turret. It was only equal to. Since he's got a high-powered gun, his attack would be rolling on this column if he hits, which means more than likely he'll destroy my tank. So I want to avoid that if all possible. So we're going to try to take out the infantry first, but if he starts targeting us, the very first thing that we're going to do is switch back to him because we stand a better chance of surviving a infantry attack than we do this Pack 40. All right, let's roll for them and see who they're targeting. It doesn't matter for the infantry because I'm going to be targeting them, so they will be targeting me, even though they got a 6, so they're not targeting me. And 3 for the pack 40, so the pack 40 is not targeting me just yet. Now I got 2 actions. I think I take my shot first because I have an HE loaded. I hit them with the HE. Even if I miss, it doesn't matter because they'll be suppressed. Suppressing them will be good for me because then I can not worry about them moving up. It cancels them out for this turn, and then I can worry about knocking them out on the next turn. All right, sure. Let's go ahead and take our first shot. I'm going to do HE, and then I'm going to move back to long. Well, actually, I shouldn't have to move back. I can stay at medium range because if I miss anyway, they're going to be suppressed, so they're not going to do anything until the next turn, so I won't have to worry about it. And since the pack isn't targeting me yet, I won't have to waste my turn. Maybe I'll shoot at them first with the HE to suppress, and then if I miss, I can target them with some machine gun fire. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go with that instead. Let's roll our 2d6, and that is a huge whiff. Huge whiff. We definitely missed, but HE rounds will suppress infantry even with a miss. So, yeah, why do I always bump my AP rounds? Let's drop that HE off. We'll put another HE in because we're going to be using nothing but HE for both the AT gun and the infantry. All right, so that's our first attack. He's already suppressed, so I don't want to waste another HE round. I think I am going to go with an infantry shot at him. Or not an infantry shot, rather a machine gun shot. Because as long as I don't get double 12, I can do something. And if I get a 1S, 1+S, that's enough to kill him because that's a step loss and a suppression. Since he's already suppressed, an extra suppression means a damage. So he would affect, all of this will effectively kill him. That will cause 1 step loss. So I'm pretty much looking for anything 9 or under. And it is a previous target, so I get the +1 for that. Oh, I forgot. I'm getting Woods and Bocage. That's going to modify it, so I'm losing the previous target. So, yeah. At least they're not dug in, though. Okay. Yeah. That'll work. We're getting +1 for the Woods, -1 for previous target, so we're staying right here. Nothing is changing on it. Let's see. I can target them with any of my machine guns. Technically, the 50 cal is more powerful. It can hit stuff like half tracks and do damage to it. So it really doesn't matter what I fire, but we'll stick with our machine gun here, our 30 cal. So we'll drop a round down and we'll fire some machine gun fire. Come on, hit these guys, hit them. That's an 8. That's gonna be some damage. That is going to be a suppression since they are already suppressed. That is going to be a step loss. Perfect. All right, so we got some damage to them and some suppression, but that's my 2 actions. And now the enemy would act, but the enemy has not targeted me yet. Well, they're targeting me, but they're suppressed, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, there is an optional rule in the book about increasing the chances. If you find in your games that you don't think that your tank is being targeted enough by just the 1d6 roll looking for 1s, you can change that to where it increases depending on what happens in the game. So what happens is, now this is an optional rule I'm not using yet, but I might do it depending on how things go. This is only my, like 3rd official match with it. So the way it works is if you kill any unit, then you increase it to where they start targeting you on a 1 or 2 instead of just a 1. Now, again, that's an optional rule you can use. It's just up to you on whether or not you think you're being targeted enough. All right, so since they're suppressed, they're not going to act. He's not targeting us, which means we are going to go to our random event, and let's see what we have going on there. And when we roll, it's a 6, which I think is no event. It is no event. Destroy 1 random German AT gun. If we'd had 1 lower, we would have got that. You'll find, though, that the majority of the time you are going to get no event. Because the way 2d6 rolls go, the odds are greatest of getting a 6, 7, or 8 right? Based on the numbers. The 7 is the greatest likely number that you're going to roll, which means your odds of getting those are fairly high. But the odds of getting a 12 or a 2 are very low. So not a great chance of getting reinforcements, but it is there. And remember, the first time you get the random minefield thing, it's actually not minefield. It goes to this. Well, no, that's the command summary. Where is it? It goes to this, the random events chart. So it'll be one of these will happen the first time you get a 12. And then after that, it'll go to minefield. Let's keep on kicking. We will reset everything. We'll remove suppression markers, reduce any smoke. There's no smoke. The infantry is targeting us, guaranteed, so we don't have to roll for them. We do still have to check for that pack 40. And I am hoping that pack 40 will give us one more round. Yes. Okay, good, 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 good. That means, okay, how do we want to do this? I could fire again with HE, because even if I miss, I suppress. But I don't want to keep chugging through my HE rounds. Well, I could do the same thing that I did last round, right? So if I fire the HE, it misses, it automatically suppresses. God, those HE rounds are beautiful. As long as I'm not being targeted by the pack 40, I can chip away at this infantry, and then I just have to worry about taking down the pack 40. Yeah. Okay, we'll burn another HE round. So let's drop one out, and we'll bring this one around over to here. We got a couple of rounds left. I want to, well, Willie Pete will do it too, but I don't want to smoke him out yet. So we'll stick with HE. Firing our next HE round at the infantry. Come on, infantry. Blow up. And throw. No, that's a hit. That is a hit. I didn't anticipate hitting. I anticipated on just getting the suppression. I think that's a guaranteed kill. Let's check this. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. All right. HE rounds that hit. Infantry cause 1 step loss and also suppress them. So it automatically takes them out. I do not have to worry about that. And again, just in case you guys did not see that, those are those Volks infantry. And you can see on there it says ML3. So their morale level was lower. I would suggest when it comes to the infantry, if you got a little counter tray, putting all the different types of infantry in different slots, or at least spread them out as best you can. That way you're not struggling to find which infantry is which when you're setting up your game. All right, perfect. We got our first one down. We just got one pack 40 left. And I'll tell you what, this rule, when you're fighting just infantry and AT guns, it is so overpowered, it feels like, because you're guaranteed the suppression, right? A miss suppresses the gun. So you can just sit here and just chip the hell away at them with the HE rounds, and then maybe combination of machine gun fire. That way you're not having to burn through all your HE, but the automatic suppression really just burns them down if there's nothing else on the board targeting you. Ooh, and actually, oh damn, I feel bad because I played that wrong. We'll leave it. And I'm leaving this in like I always do, just because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes so you don't play with them. But suppressing them, they're not going to move, but they are going to still be able to fire. So fire suppressed is modifiers on both of these. So they can still shoot. It's just not as high level as it would have been, right? So I took out that infantry fairly quickly, but they would have had a chance to fire at me in the previous round. That is my bad. Make sure you guys keep track of that. Don't make the same mistake I do. Yeah, suppress them. They're not going to move, but they still can shoot. They can toss some small arms machine gun fire your way, which means when I fire at this guy, yes, I'll get an automatic suppression. We'll make it harder for him to hit me, and he's automatically going to start targeting me. So that is something. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our shot against the AT gun. We'll do our HE file. And I can't remember if I spent an HE round for this target or not. I fired 2 already, and I think I fired twice at the infantry. So yeah, that's got to go off. And we'll bring another one in there to be fired. So now, yeah, If we hit him on this one, he's automatically dead anyway, so we'll still win the mission. But if we miss, he'll be suppressed and he'll have a harder time hitting us. All right, file 1. 6. Am I getting a modifier? I'm not getting a modifier. Is this it? What range are we at? We are still at medium range. And yes, that is a hit. You gotta be kidding me. Damn, I have gotten lucky at this one. All right. Nope. The woods does not apply. Doesn't apply until down here. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything on this because I don't want to screw it. It's not a previous target, but I got the natural 6. He's not hull down, no smoke, no rain, clear. It's just woods. It only apply on that machine gun fire. So, yep, we did get him. 1 shot, 1 kill. Damn, I am good with that, baby. And yeah, hit automatically destroys the AT gun, but they only came with 1 crappy bit of infantry and 1 AT gun for the defense mission anyway. So that one really too hard. Damn, that worked out pretty well. All right, let's finish out rolling for our war trophies, which should be on this one right here. All right. Actually, do I still do an event? Because no enemy on the board. We're going to roll for an event anyway, just in case they get reinforcements, because if they get reinforcements, I'll have to fight them off, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But we'll roll just in case. All right, no women, no women, no women, no women. It's 7, so no event. But we could have potentially have had one and had to have fought some stuff. It would have been funny if they brought in like another AT gun or something. No, I don't think there is any. No, it's tank or self-propelled gun, artillery. It's actually not too much. Yeah, the only reinforcements they get are just the bottom 2. Self-propelled gun or a tank and a self-propelled gun. All right. All right, let's roll for our war trophies. See what we get. And we got a 5, which is a MP38, MP40 machine gun. I will mark that down on my little chart here. All right, so far we have had 2 attack missions and a defend mission, and we've done well at each one, or succeeded each one. We've taken out a Stug 4, 3 AT guns, and 5 infantry so far. And we have gotten 1 Iron Cross and 2 MP38s as war trophies so far, which I think is about 6 points worth of stuff. Let's see, what's an Iron Cross worth? Yeah, 2. So we got 6 points worth. We could trade those in for some rounds, an extra mortar mission, a weapons cleaning kit, so no jams, or some boost to restore synergy skill if lost, which we don't have the synergy skill yet. But hopefully we'll get some more experience because I really want the gunnery skill to get that passive +1 or -1 to hit. That I think is just huge if I can get that. So yeah, we finished out our defensive mission. I'm going to keep carrying this on. I'll tell you what, I freaking love this game because it does not take long to play at all. Now, I do apologize for messing up the suppression rules when I was playing it, but it happens. It is what it is. And like I said, I leave these mistakes in. That way you guys can see them and not repeat my own. But it is what it is. And it's your game. As long as you're having fun with it, it really doesn't matter. If you miss a modifier, if you forget to subtract a round here or there, forget to check for an enemy, at the end of the day, none of that matters. It matters whether or not you've had a good time playing the game, memorable experience with it. And I got to say, this one, definitely wholeheartedly have loved my time with it. It's really making me want to pull out Patton's Best and try that out, and kicking myself for not trying it sooner. Because from what I've heard about that one, it's very similar to this one, having your tank and fighting against enemy forces. So I would hate to think I had something similar to this on my shelf for years that I haven't tried yet. It'd drive me nuts to know that. Honestly, I gotta say, I think this is now my favorite of the roll and play series. American Tank Ace is probably beating out Silent Vic. Yeah, I gotta say it does. It's this battle board, right? It's the fact that you got carry-on missions. There's just so many little bits that just make it more gamey to me than the others. I understand right when they first started that genre of game, you would roll your die and just see what happened. Do you succeed? Do you land? And it's just die roll after die roll after die roll. And this one, there's a lot more choice, I think, involved in your hand. Do you stay button? Do you move for cover? Do you fire smoke? Do you fire Willie Pete? Machine gun or HE? Do you fire AP at this? You know, what are you using? And then if you have forces that are trying to flank you like they were in this mission, it determined what I targeted first because I had to take that infantry down before they could move up and flank me, right? Because if I focused the AT gun, the infantry would have closed the range and fired at me, right? I didn't have to worry about it with the AT gun since they weren't going to move, but the infantry would have moved it to close range and then gone for that Panzerfaust to try to take my tank out. That made them the bigger threat than the AT gun on the board. Just so much choice with this game. And the fact that you got a couple actions, you have a list of things that you can do, different types of loads, moves, moving to hull down, target this, use HE, use machine gun. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do in your turn. It's not just target this, roll die, did you hit, yes or no, re-roll the round. Right? There's a lot of other things. And I like that random event thing too going on at the end of the round because it gives you that chance that it's not very big. More often than not, you're going to just have no event, no event, no event because the odds are in that favor. But occasionally, like in this, you might have one mission where you think you're done and suddenly the Germans get reinforced with a tank and a self-propelled gun. And you're like, oh, no, shit, this is bad. You know, stuff like that I love, right? Those random events that happen and it just changes the whole landscape of the game. Maybe you were kicking ass and then suddenly a German tank rolls in and blows you out. You have to restart with a new tank after your crew bailed out. Or maybe you were getting your butt kicked in a random event where it has the a random vehicle getting blown up happens. And suddenly the German tank gets taken out, you know, by one of your friendly tanks on the battlefield. And now the tide's turned in your favor. I love stuff like that. But yeah, wholeheartedly cannot recommend American Tank Ace more. It is just a fun game. It is a blast. And realistically speaking, you don't even need to worry about the extra player aids up here. You just need this little bit down here just to play, right? As you go through your missions and then your player aids off to the side. So it is not a table hog by any means. All right, but that's going to be it for this one. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to put it down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well and check out Gimpy's, TheGimpyGamer on Instagram because I am posting a bunch of stuff up there now as well. All right, you guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.